I don't know what that means. Can I start the show, or do you need more time? Like, what does that mean? What does it mean?
Joe, start the show.
So you're ready to go. I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, it's good. It's good.
I'm multitasking. I'm going to watch Ace Ventura recap while you guys talk about whatever you talk about.
Ace Ventura 2. Make sure you watch the recap of the correct movie, okay? FP, I think we should should we just start with Ace Ventura just to make Andy uncomfortable, or should we start with a Wick?
Let's test his multitasking skills.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
He got it. It's okay. I'm a DNF. I can only talk about so much.
Oh, what? Did you really DNF Ace Ventura 2?
It's okay. Let's go. Bring it on.
Okay, I mean, I already hit record, so I'm just going to leave all this in. I'm just going to leave all this in. We'll just start the show. We actually don't have, like, a proper sounder. We have, like, the 11-second, like, either rewatching the classics, which these three... Ace might be a classic.
I'm ready to say Wick is a classic.
How is that possible? John Wick 1 is a classic?
Already.
Okay. This is going to be a fun show. I feel like it's going to be a fun one.
I can't listen to you guys and watch a YouTube. Can't do both.
Well, then how about
just co-pilot the talking point?
Yeah, weren't you just in here last week talking up Copilot? Use Claude or a real AI. Use something that's more powerful than Copilot, and perhaps we'll see what happens. All right, I say we start. Let's do John Wick 1. Give Andy a second here to get caught up on Ace, and then Andy, I can't listen to you type. I can't do it. I can't. Oh my god.
This is the best opening to OMC we've
Just
had.
mute this guy. Oh my god. All right, FP, here we go. Where's the stupid sounder? We'll get.
I thought I was muted.
You weren't. You're never muted.
Did you mute me? Did you mute me?
Yes, I have a mute button. You know what?
Do you have a mechanical keyboard?
I think he does.
It's very clicky clacky.
I think he does. I want a reality style mute button, where I
feel like this movie was horror. Is this the one where he comes out of the elephant's butt or something like that?
The rhino's ass. Yes, this is the right one.
Oh god.
Yeah. All right, we're doing Ace first, and then we'll do the John Wicks. All right, here we go.
Hit it. Bring it.
Here we go.
Get the sounder.
This is the Offseason Movie Club, rewatching the classics.
I mean, I'm comfortable saying that Ace Ventura 1 is a classic. And I think I'm in the minority here on the show. I think Ace Ventura 2 is also a classic, and it was my pick in the comedy category for a sequel that was better than the original. But it sounds like FP, not to bury the lead here, but it sounds like you're giving it a big fat DNF to start.
Yeah, I guess my brain, when I first watched Ace Ventura long time ago, I didn't watch it when it was like out in theaters, but when it came out and, younger college days, you're sitting at home, whatever, and you're watching it, I could relate to the humor a little bit more. But watching it in 2026, it was just so overacted. And I get that was the point, but I was like, I couldn't get past the Jim Carrey of it all. It was too much.
Physical comedy is just too much for you.
It was
too much facial movements.
The snot scene and the loogie scene and just all of it. Like,
what does it say that I'm laughing with my teeth out just at the mention of some of my favorite scenes from When Nature Calls? What does that say about me?
I feel
like I'm being judged.
I love Jim Carrey, and I love all of the Jim Carrey isms you get in the movie. It's just like back to back to back to back to back.
It is an onslaught of physical comedy. It is.
It took me right out of it.
Stop. Okay, that I can understand. Okay, well let's do it the way we do it here. IMDb's got this at a 6.4 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, this one hurts. Critics have it at 23%, audience at 55%. So that
tracks.
Yeah, it's really not a classic. I mean, at that point, it's not a classic. It's tough. I mean, for those that haven't seen it, I don't know what rock you're living under, but the legendary pet detective Ace Ventura returns for another adventure where he's coerced out of retirement while on a soul-searching retreat in the Himalayas. He must now retrieve an endangered white bat from a village located in Africa. The sacred animal was offered up as a wedding dowry, and the Wachutu prince to the Wachati princess. And if Ace can't track it down, the culprit behind the kidnapping in time, civil war will break out between the two rival tribes.
And he's got a bat phobia.
I mean, there's some scenes in here that you guys know I'm a big mark for The Hangover, right? There's a throwaway line in Hangover 2, right, where Alan's like, they walk into a Buddhist temple, right, and he's like, what is this, like a P.F. Chang's? That was like ringing through my ears, right, as I was watching this. And at the time, I remember, when they were interviewing the cast, they were saying like they took some moderate inspirations from 90s classics or early 2000s like throwaway comedies, and that one just kind of popped up. But obviously this is headlined by Jim Carrey. Tommy Davidson does a phenomenal job in this movie. He's the tiny warrior. He's basically the second or third co-lead, whatever. Ian McNeice plays Fulton Greenwald. He's awesome in this too. But yes, it's a slapsticky comedy. It's a lot of facial motions. It's a lot of Ace coming out of the ass of a rhinoceros. It's a lot of the boogers and the snot. The Monopoly guy, movie. Right? There's a scene where he's
Monopoly
driving.
Guy is one of the better scenes.
There's a scene when he lands when he first lands in whatever city or town they were in, and where he's driving the Land Cruiser, and he's just bobbling and shaking and bobbling all over the place. Right? Yeah, so you're laughing, FP.
On a perfectly paved road. It's a funny movie.
There's some funny stuff in this movie.
My current mindset and 2026 and just being an older person, it was just hard for me to get back into it. And that's okay. And it's sad. It makes me sad that I couldn't connect to it.
Was it better than the first one? With Dan Marino and Snowflake the dolphin. The irony is not lost on me that there's a dolphin named Snowflake. It's very funny. And the isotoner gloves where they were clearly poking at OJ. Like, there's all kinds of stuff in the first one.
I like the first one more because it was a little bit more movie, not as slapsticky. I think like Jim Carrey turned the dial way up for Ace 2.
Yes.
And I think that's what pulled me out of it, because I think he knew what made Ace Ventura 1 so good was the physical comedy. And he was like, the only reason people are coming here is for this. So let's throw it in their face.
Yeah, it was bigger, it was louder, it was sillier, it was cartoony. I don't like this kind of comedy. I like The Hangover, I like Pineapple Express, I like Old School, I like those kinds of comedy movies.
Old School is a freaking good movie.
Old School's fantastic.
Old School's a good one. We might sneak that into 25.
That one would absolutely get the classic sounder.
Yes.
I'm that kind of comedy is
Old School had
me.
Piven was the what's Piven's character in that one? Piven is the dean. Is he the dean of the school?
Yeah.
I could do an all Piven OMC. I'm a big Piven guy. I mean, you guys know I love Ari Gold.
He's fantastic.
He's done some great stuff. Have you guys seen Smokin' Aces with Jeremy Piven?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like if we did a Jeremy Piven OMC, I would vote for. I mean, I love Old School and Smokin' Aces. Andy, have you seen Smokin' Aces?
I don't remember that one.
Depending on how you
one-liner. Is it going to school? Is it the one where they go to school or something like that? Or he's like
no, Smokin' Aces. Piven plays a character called Israel, I think.
I don't think I've seen it.
Basically, if you like John Wick, Smokin' Aces is going to be right up your alley. Like there's a bounty on Jeremy Piven's character who's basically hiding out in an X location, and all the bounty hunters are going for him at the same time. So maybe we should do that. Let's give that some thought. Let's see if we do a Piven 2.
Does that mean we can do Rush Hour 2? Because he's one of my favorite characters in Rush Hour 2.
Piven's in Rush Hour 2?
He's the gay Versace salesman.
Oh, yeah!
I love it.
That's a movie. Scenes. That's a movie I think I've only seen once, maybe. Even though it's on TBS, I think even right now. It's just always on TBS for some reason. Okay, I mean, so look, Ace Ventura, yes, they're basically ripping off the original. So I understand there were some people that were adamant in the comments on the Patreon that like it can't be better than the first when half of the movie is him just doing the same, the backwards talking shtick or the talking with his butt shtick or all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? And that's fair. It's fair because when you think of like Terminator 2, it's an extension of Terminator 1, but it's a completely different movie. There's nothing reused. Right. And even the main character, the antagonist, flips sides, or it goes from bad guy to good guy. So I get it. Okay, maybe it doesn't belong in there. But I will say, I've seen this movie half a dozen times. Most recently, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago for OMC. I still thought it was pretty funny. I still think it's pretty funny.
It was a DNF for me, but I was still laughing. I was laughing up until
How far did you get, FP? DNF hurts, though.
I mean, DNF hurts. I never DNF a Jim Carrey movie, but I got maybe like a quarter of the way in, and I just
a quarter.
Stopped. Yeah, I was laughing the whole way through, but then my brain was like, all right, but this is the whole movie. Like I've seen the movie. I know the plot.
Yeah.
It's just more of this. I can't keep doing it.
Okay. Andy, I know you're reading.
DNF,
you're reading.
baby.
Yeah, you're.
Well, I didn't finish. DNF.
Well, you didn't even start.
Your movie
so I
sucks,
think
Joe. Your movie sucks.
I think it's
DNF.
a DNS. Yeah, you did not start.
Your movie sucks. I give it a 0.
Andy's so happy.
I know. I mean, honestly, look
DNF.
at this guy.
We DNF'd your movie, Joe.
Listen, I watched your crappy movie, and then I legitimately prepared notes and came. You didn't even bother watching mine. You're co-piloting the cliff notes, so I don't know what to make.
You can't possibly. I get into this because I need to know what your view on 1 is and what your view on 2 is. If you're telling me 1 is crappy,
Ace Ventura 1?
No, John Wick. Move on.
No, I want. Well, so no, give me your ratings. We'll officially end the Ace Ventura 2 bit here right now. I mean, you DNF'd it, so I mean, I think that automatically caps at a 3 if you don't finish.
I might go 2.5.
I mean, that's actually pretty good. I mean, that's not bad. Andy, I mean, do you want to score it?
Yeah, I'll score it because I don't like these kinds of movies. It just wasn't my. I mean, it wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't find it funny coming out of the rhino. Like that stuff, just not funny to me. I give it a 1.5.
A 1.5. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 2.5, and I like it, but this is not infinitely rewatchable. And for me, that's kind of like it will be a long time before I revisit this one again. Although I did enjoy watching it. I will also say. My significant other DNF'd. I mean, she didn't fall asleep. She was just like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah, but it's like, you get it.
Probably
like, okay.
About 30 minutes in, she thought like she had never seen it. So it was like fun watching it with her. She really got a kick out of like the monk scenes in the beginning. Like there was some originality there. The Slinky scene had her busting up forever. It's like, I do it one more time after you freaking like. There's some funny stuff in there. The car, the Land Cruiser driving where he's bouncing and bobbling all over the road on a paved road. But like it went downhill pretty quickly from there. And she was like, yeah, she's like, I would rather do, these 10 things. And she just got up. So 2.5 from me. If you have never seen it, I'm not going to say you have to see it, but it may not be a bad one to throw on in the background if you just want something to
if you've
zone out
seen
and watch.
Ace 1, you really don't need to see Ace 2. Unless you really resonate with that type of comedy.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not missing
out. If you see 1 and you skip 2, you're not missing out.
All right.
You're missing out if you don't do Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, you're missing a ton. You cannot move forward in the series without watching Terminator 2. You can actually completely skip Terminator 1, although the context is helpful to understand why, Arnold's the Arnold's character matters in both. But you could pick up from there. I mean, Ace, you could probably do the same, but yeah, in the end, the critics didn't like it, the audience didn't like it, and the OMC panel didn't really like it. So, okay, that one's over. Let's pivot to, so let's just set up the John Wick thing here. So, FP, your pick was, and we were debating going back and forth, you were on the fence between The Matrix 2, Matrix Reloaded, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
But you ultimately opted for John Wick 2, and I said, okay, let's watch it. And then it was a ... You're going to have to watch 1 so you can make sense of 2. So thank you, because you actually signed me up.
Appreciate 2.
yes,
Yeah.
having watched both of them, there's no way you can watch 2 without the context of 1. It doesn't make sense.
It's
doesn't,
better. Yeah.
like even the way these things are titled, right? It's chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, 4. I think they're on 17 right now or whatever. They just keep
4.
Yeah. So thank you, I suppose. I ended up on a cross-country flight on Sunday night and then returned on Monday night. So, just a quick word, like, don't do that trip. Don't go to LA and back to DC in a single day.
That sounds brutal.
Really messes you up. But I actually had the distinct pleasure of watching John Wick 1 and John Wick 2 back to back, like literally back to back, captive on an airplane. It felt like one 4-hour movie, basically, in the end. And I got up as we were exiting the plane. I was ready just to fight people. I didn't know why. I'd been programmed at that point to look for the exits and just do some damage. I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah. So John Wick 1. Okay. I think we have to start with 1 because then the review for 2 doesn't make any sense. The rankings and ratings. Okay. So obviously headlined by Keanu Reeves. Ian McShane plays Winston Scott, very pivotal character in 1 and 2. Right, he's the manager of the Continental in New York hotel. Lance Riddick, who plays Charon, the front desk guy. Freaking stud. Has like 6 lines in 2 movies. Stud. Nails them every time. Pivotal character in the movie. John Leguizamo plays Aurelio in John Wick 1, or let's focus on John Wick 1. And then Bridget Monahan is Keanu Reeves, is John Wick's deceased wife.
Yes.
Right. So she looked super familiar. I actually paused and went and looked up. I was like, where do I know her from? Oh yeah, it's Bridget Monahan. Oh, that's interesting. Alfie Allen, played by Yosef. Alfie Allen plays Yosef Tarasov. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most notably, of course, Alfie Allen is from Game of Thrones, and there's quite a bit of Game of Thrones people throughout this movie. There's a lot of pausing. Oh, yay, look, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So with that's the main casting characters. There's some others in here too. I mean, Vigo is played by Michael Nyqvist. He's freaking pretty awesome. And of course, we'd be remiss not to talk about William Dafoe, who plays Marcus. William Dafoe steals the show. Willems, thank you. I always say William. Thank you, Willem. Willem Dafoe steals the show in every single movie he's in, bar none. Every single time.
He's just
baller, stud.
The face, just the seriousness.
Super stud. And obviously he pulls a fast one in John Wick 1. So IMDb has this at a 7.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes from the fans, 86%.
I love it.
Rotten Tomatoes critics has it at 81%. So this is favorable across the board for the most part. With that said, I'm going to toss it to you, FP. You set this one up. I mean, this was a lot of movie.
It was a lot of movie. I think the thing that makes John Wick, the universe, so amazing is that I think there's a stat out of any action movie, any guns blazing shoot 'em up movie, this one is most accurate, quote unquote, when it comes to gun usage and clips and reloading and magazine numbers and all of the little minute details. And it kind of, as unrealistic as the movie is, it doesn't make you get pulled out of the movie by some of just the lapse in truth that you see in sort of how the weapons and the fight scenes go. The choreography between the fight scenes is amazing, and just the way Keanu carries it. The thing that I love about John Wick 1 is like it's not dialogue heavy at all, and the very few dialogue lines you get, it's exactly what you need, and you move right on. You don't dwell on it, and it's here's your action movie, and it's carried to execution perfectly. That's the hero cars, the Mustang, the Challenger, the all of it. It's just exactly what you need with like a fast-paced action movie, and it doesn't pull you out of of it, and you don't start dwelling on the unrealisticness of the movie, which it's completely unrealistic.
The armory accuracy, which is what I saw it referred to as, right? The armor accuracy in the sense of armory accuracy, right? Like the guns that are supposed to shoot 7.
Yes.
The ones that have 13 shoot 13. No one's getting shot through a wall, right? Nobody actually gets shot through glass. Like there's a lot of that, and a lot of the reviewers say that, like it is accurate in that context. Andy, I presume that you enjoyed this movie because you lit up when we were doing the intro. Is there any one or two things that maybe stick out in your mind about John Wick 1? Any of the cast of characters as well? I think it's actually to me, it was cast better than John Wick 2 as well. I think everybody is playing a believable role that doesn't require me to like really stretch to see them in that capacity.
Yeah, no, I love the movie. I think the John Wick movies are one of the best movies ever made, because it's not often that you have an action movie that also carries a good story with it and a well thought out plot. Like you usually get one or the other. But because this movie, like Paul said, it's not dialogue heavy, you can't look away either. And you understand the story, you understand the sorrow, you understand what he's going through, and jumping through literal walls and to get revenge for himself and for his to come to peace with himself. And so, anyways, it's a great movie. It's fantastic. I love everything about it. The action, you can't look away, right? Like this also is repeatable. You can watch it over and over and over again. This isn't a one and done, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, in the end, the story is actually probably like 5 minutes, and then it's guns
story.
blazing for 100. Like it is. This is the definition of an action movie. There's actually very little story in it.
It also doesn't bounce all over the place. Like in some movies, you have some plots that have a very quick ending, some storylines, some characters that develop and then end very quickly. Like this had a really thoughtful process of the movie, and it doesn't stray off of the path at all.
Yeah. The how do you say boogeyman in Russian?
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga.
That got a little annoying, but then for some reason I came around and really liked it towards the end. Like there was an aura. Like it's very rare that you see a movie of any kind really, where the actual main character, there's no backstory here. Like all you get is you get someone breaking into Wick's house, you get the dog being killed, which I have a thing about animals being harmed. It really strikes a nerve with me.
Strikes a nerve, but then when you see the entire plot, like as a dog person, in my brain, if that were to ever happen to my dog, that's exactly how
you would want to think. Yeah, you'd want to think this is how it would play out. This is how it's going to play out. Right.
Like that is the only time it's okay to see a dog die, because you see so much destruction happen afterwards because of it, and you're like, yeah, okay,
yeah. I mean, the whole thing basically starts because Yusuf wants the car at a gas station. Right. Then they follow him home. They break into his house. They kill his dog. But there's really no character development. Like you meet John Wick as a retired boogeyman that everyone immediately knows, recognizes.
He's the one that's sent to kill the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I missed that then. I thought he was the boogeyman.
They referenced him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say he's not the boogeyman. He's the one that they send to kill the boogeyman.
Yeah. That's even more ominous then. Okay.
Yeah.
But basically from the first time he's mentioned, right? And John Leguizamo's character, the strip shop, right? When the Mustang shows up and he's like, I may want to keep this one, right? And he's like, get this out of my shop. Yeah. Like immediately, like there's gravitas around John Wick from the beginning. Everyone he interacts with is, I thought you were retired, right? Like the story is well known, right? I think on some of that stuff, it's pretty spectacular when it comes to like rapid character development, rapid kind of fear development of this character. Like then you see him in action and it's like, oh my God. Like,
yeah. And they hit on a key
and who
phrase,
better to do it than Keanu Reeves, right?
Yeah.
Who better to do it?
So
and they hit on that key phrase, like sheer will. where it almost answers all of the unrealisticness of who John Wick is when you keep hearing them be like, this, he is of sheer will. And you're like, okay, well, that's why he keeps getting up. That's why he keeps coming on the offensive. That's why he keeps going,
Yeah.
keeps going. Like, that is just who the character is that we're told he is. He does
I
not
will
quit.
say there's a lot of, yeah, that's true. There are times though where I found myself thinking, the only other action movie that immediately came to mind when I was like, is there another movie where the hero is so ridiculously unstoppable? Like he's so overpowered by comparison to his adversaries. The only one I could come up with was Liam Neeson in Taken. Like he's just like you there was no one on his level.
Yeah, or like a Jason Statham, but like this is like a Jason Statham movie, but like well made.
Better, yeah. It's a better transporter or a better
exactly.
One or the other.
The B-man, the beekeeper,
exactly.
Like all
Andy
of those.
Said. You get the plot plus the action.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously coming into it, I know Keanu Reeves plays John Wick. Am I the only one that felt like at times I was getting Neo from The Matrix and other times I was getting Constantine from Constantine?
Yes, because I think Keanu,
for the record, I love Constantine. Love.
It's a fantastic movie. But I think John Wick did just enough. I can see more Neo than Constantine and just sort of the lack of talking.
I need passage.
But
and the
he
tattoos
does such a
and
good
the
job
stuff.
of becoming John Wick that you shouldn't even relate it to any other character. You just see John Wick. If you were to ever go back and watch that movie, you're only going to see John Wick. You're not going to see.
You think if I go back and watch Constantine, I'm going to see John Wick?
No.
Mm-mm.
If I go back,
actually, that's a good question. When you see Keanu Reeves, like who do you see immediately?
I think most people would say, actually, I don't know. I think I would before seeing John Wick, I think most people would have said, I recognize him as Neo, right? I think if you're older, if you're like 50 plus years old, you may recognize him as whatever his character's name was in Speed, because that movie was huge in its own right. I think most people on our age know him from
John Wick, yeah.
No, I think they know him from The Matrix in '99. I mean, that movie's 27 years old. I think they know him
that
as
was
Neo.
like your first real taste of like
sure.
guns
like Arnold.
drawn Keanu.
Yeah, it's like Arnold is known as the Terminator, even though he had done a dozen movies, big ones too, like Conan before Terminator, but he's just known as the Terminator. Like that's the standout, right? It's just ingrained. I love Constantine so much that I always see him as Constantine, especially when he's in a suit. Right, like Neo was in it was a computer thing and the green and the thing and the numbers, and he's in like weird futuristic, reality clothing, like when he's in the real world.
And then eventually you get the trench coat, but
Constantine is dressed like John Wick, like he's in a suit, and he's making deals and brokering these exchanges. Have you seen Constantine, Andy?
I think so. A long time ago.
I mean, if the answer is no or you can't remember, you should put this.
Yeah, I definitely can't remember.
Then FP, have you seen Constantine?
I have, yes.
Yeah, this movie to me is still, even after watching John Wick and 1 and 2, to me Constantine is still his best performance. I love that movie. The premise, the supporting characters, the soundtrack. I mean, you just get.
I was gonna hit on the soundtrack for John Wick. That music.
Perfect.
During the airy bathhouse scene was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Gets you going.
There's a lot of good music. And John Wick 2 also has that. And
yes.
not to spoil this or bury it, I actually started John Wick 3. So, and I have some thoughts on that. John Wick 3,
John Wick 3 is why I DNF'd Ace Ventura. Because I saw that you were on John Wick 3, and I was like, no, I'm going to watch this.
Well, I'll get to 3 in a second, but let's keep it on 1 here. How if you watched it, FB, did you watch it fresh for OMC?
Yes.
Okay. How do you rank John Wick 1?
4.5.
Why are you shaving points?
You need the whole story, and I think it was a quick story arc, right? I would have liked a little bit more depth, which is why I think John Wick 2 is slightly better than John Wick 1, because I needed some of the background montage scenes a little bit more. John Wick 1 just dives right in, and I love it, and it's great, and it's perfect for what it is. But when you leave, you have some questions, right? And you're like, well, what are the gold coins, and how did you get into this lifestyle, and how does everybody know your name, and like what is this entire architecture that we're seeing, right, of this assassin network? And you're just kind of, you want a little bit more of that established. I get why John Wick 1 doesn't establish it, right? And you dive right into John Wick 2 and you get that all. But, you know, it's a 4.5. It's if I could go 4.75, I'd probably go 4.75, but it's just, it's like the perfect movie.
4.5 is strong. That's very strong. Andy, where do you rank John Wick 1?
I think FP's points are very valid to knock off 0.5, but I'm giving this a 5.
It's a perfect movie.
Yeah, I actually like. Yes, there's nothing wrong with giving 5s. We've given 5s before.
We have,
didn't we? Who did we give 5s to?
I don't know if it was an official OMC. It may have been a backroom chat.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we've given a 5.
Like we've given a 5.
Well, our boy Rami's going to have to come back and
Fast and Furious 1.
Yeah, there's always a Fast and Furious reference on OMC. It never escapes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a
is
5.
It's a
perfect movie.
If we're not giving it perfect scores, I'll give it a 4.5. But it's
no. Listen, hold on.
It's almost
a
perfect movie.
You can give it whatever you want.
I want to give it a 5, and I actually kind of like the mystery behind the life that he had before that. I like the not closing every loop in the sense of like, what are the gold coins? How come he's got this buried under, cement in his basement? I kind of like that mysteriousness about it. And who is this guy that just came out of nowhere and just like raised hell? I like that aspect of it. It makes me want more. So definitely, as a first-time viewer, as a fan, I'll be like, hell yeah, I'm going to watch John Wick 2, and I'm immediately invested in this movie and in this series.
I think if they buttoned up, I think if John Wick 1 was a standalone movie, not part of like a series, and they buttoned up 1 and answered like 1 or 2 questions, or made the ending not necessarily cliffhanger, then I think it could have hit the 5 easily. But I think because John Wick 2 came out and you see John Wick 2, that's why that's why I'm shaving the 0.5 off 1, because it took it from a perfect movie. It's like you sliced off that closing line and then you shifted.
I mean, it didn't really have a cliffhanger. It kind of ended with him walking off with a new puppy. Like,
yeah, fair.
It could have ended right there, and I was satisfied with the ending.
Yeah,
I mean, John Wick.
It was a satisfying ending.
So I'm gonna give it a 5. Like, I could watch this movie any day, every day, repeatable. Like I said, I love the balance, the action nonstop, the storyline, although very simple, like captivating. You couldn't look away, and you were invested. Like, I don't think it misses. Give me something that it misses on.
Well, I'm not giving it a 5. I'm not giving it a 4.5 either. I'm going 3.5.
Oof,
3.5. That's not bad. Like, I know I tend to be, I think, a little bit of a harsher grader here. I would watch this again. I would recommend anybody that was in the same spot I was in 2 weeks ago, having not seen any of the John Wicks. You should watch John Wick. Like, it is important to have, like, you need this in your bag. Like, you need to understand this character and how, basically over the last 10 years, it has become larger in many ways than, like, Keanu Reeves as John Wick, I think you can argue is bigger now, right, or more relevant than Neo, right? I think in The Matrix, like, there was a time for the sci-fi. The Matrix also came at a perfect time around, like, Y2K. the Y2K stuff. Like, there was a lot. I was about to say Y2J. I have wrestling on my mind. Sorry, but like, it came at the right time where, like, we were really into, like, sci-fi. Like, it had its moment. Right now, like, watching John Wick in today's era, it kind of perfectly encapsulates, like, rage. I mean, it's rage. It's controlled rage. over something very specific. In this case, his dog.
But also, it came out in 2014.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
Life was good in 2014. People didn't really have
It was different. Yep.
rage, like the need to see rage
Sure.
on the big screen. And it was such a contrast to what life was.
Yes.
And I think that's what made everybody love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, it is a good movie. The couple of things that for me just a little bit, I mean, literally it was 106 minutes, 107 minutes, like whatever the total runtime is, the actual plot or the actual storyline is probably less than 10 minutes. Right. Everything around it, and it's interesting for a movie to be this long, this action filled, but there's really no filling in of anything around it. Like you get the gas station scene, you get the break-in at the house, you get this aura, right? The aura farming of John Wick. You get him, busting up the concrete and coming back into service. I did really enjoy everywhere he went, though, people asking him why, like, are you unretiring? Right? Like, you only show up at the Continental if you're working, right? But he's not really working, right? And I think this is where Defoe's character comes in, too. Very understated, right? He's the first one to react to the contract that's out, right? And he immediately switches sides, right? Like, he switches sides. He warns him that the chick was coming in to do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a loyalty that was
yes,
more established in the contract.
Yes, and it at times it felt like it was stepping on itself, right? Like we have rules at the Continental, like there will be no violence here, right? And like even John Wick, like the legend, right, is abiding by the rule. This is like telling Michael Jordan, in this league, we don't dunk. But then 5 minutes into the first game, somebody comes out and dunks the ball, right? She's just out there to kill him. Like she's willing to break all the rules, period. And then she ends up killing the babysitter. I forget what his name is. Anyway, some of that stuff, like I understand, like they got to move the movie along. They got to advance the plot a little bit. It did leave me though at the end, like I'm kind of curious to see what chapter 2 has in store now. Like, okay, this is interesting. Let me fire up chapter 2. And like I said, I watched them back to back. So this is a 3.5 and as close to a 4 as I will ever, like, if you pressed me on this or if we kept talking a little bit longer, I think I end up at a 4 because I think John Wick 1 is infinitely rewatchable as well. Like if you just want mindless, endless violence, I think John Wick is the way to go.
The bathhouse scene is just perfect.
He never misses though also. Like and I'm sure that's part of the aura of John Wick. But like occasionally a miss or like I don't know, there's a lot of jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of like the same. There's a lot of the same. Somebody said it. I think it was UFP saying like the action sequences and the choreographed fight scenes. At times, it was just too much. Like I got it. Like I get it.
It's designed in a way where you get this a little bit more in 2 and definitely more in 3. It's designed in a way where you're supposed to know how violent John Wick is with a gun, right? Like you're supposed to put like John Wick plus gun equals good luck everybody else. And they kind of hint at that a few times throughout the movie, the manager, all of it. Like they're like, if he has a gun, he
dead.
wins. Yeah. Right. And the parts of the fight scenes where they like bull rush him or hold the gun or get into the jiu-jitsu and the fighting, that's when you get the sheer will of him where it's, I can still kick ass when the gun isn't working in my favor. And I just, he's not supposed to miss like that. It's by design.
Yeah.
He's that good.
You can't aura farm everything that you did and see him miss. It doesn't
That's
work.
fair.
You know, a good lens to kind of reframe watching this movie from, because I don't know if you noticed how sometimes they flash like that cartoony text.
Yeah.
Did you notice any of that?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that triggered my mind to kind of think about it from like a comic book perspective, not necessarily like a funny or a comedy thing, but like if I'm sitting here reading
He's a superhero,
right? Like a superhero, comic book. Like John Wick is just like it's like a comic book movie that's not funny, even though people relate.
I think that's actually perfectly
it's
stated.
almost like it's almost like The Punisher, right? Like
this is a way better movie than The Punisher.
Yeah, I mean Punisher the comic book
Yeah.
character in the movie or in the comics completely
Yeah, I mean,
unstoppable.
John Wick is clearly vulnerable. He bleeds. He gets, stabbed. I mean, so much stabbing. But it's yes, if you've never seen John Wick 1, based on FP score and Andy score alone, you should check it out. I would tell anybody who hasn't seen it, if you were in my shoes a couple weeks ago, never seen any of the John Wicks, watch 1, see how you feel, and then go into 2.
If you're okay with violence and blood.
It's a lot of violence. It's a lot of headshots, a lot of blood splatter. Is a lot.
I remember before you started watching, so I thought you were on the plane with the family. So that's why when you were asking that question, is it like appropriate? I was like, there's a lot of violence.
No, but sometimes you fire up the iPad and then there's there's a nude scene, or there's I mean, I'm fine watching that at my house, right, for 10 seconds, but on an airplane with somebody next to you, that 10 seconds is 3 minutes, and inevitably the eyes are gonna.
Hey, buddy, we know nobody was next to you. We saw that picture. You were hanging your jacket.
Yeah.
There's a little flex in that picture.
That's true.
It was a first.
Oh, you think I'm flying with the pores? You think I'm sitting in the back with the pores?
Hey, listen to the last episode. No pores flying.
There it is.
No, listen, I stand by what we said, FP. Air travel needs to be more expensive, okay? There are cheap ways to travel the country. You could take a bus. You can rent a car. Air travel needs to be more expensive. There's just too many commoners out there on okay. All right, anyway. All right. Let's roll right into John Wick 2, the sequel. And I'm going to go to FP first, then Andy, you chime in too. Is John Wick 2 better than John Wick 1? Just yes or no?
Yes.
Andy, yes or no? Very dramatic.
That's really hard for me to say.
Just yes or no. Just pick a lane.
No.
No. Okay. IMDb has John Wick 2 at a 7.4 out of 10. So basically a dead heat. Rotten Tomatoes, 89%. So a little bit up. Critics would agree with FP that John Wick 2 is a little bit better than John Wick 1, coming in at 88% from the critics. I'm going to agree with Andy. I think it's a lesser movie. And it's for one very weird Joe quirk. It's just
exactly what I said in the text, isn't it?
Your thing, you shouldn't have telegraphed, because I was waiting for something to happen that FP knew was going to trigger me. I will say this. If I solve the premise of the movie in 20 minutes on my own, you're going to have a really hard time recovering. And I had this pegged from the second what's his face? Ricardo,
Santino or whatever.
Yeah, Santino D'Antonio. From the second he sat down with Wick and explained what he wanted him to do, I already knew. I already knew what was going to happen for the next 90 minutes. And for me, that it's just such a buzzkill when you telegraph a movie like that. Or maybe I've just seen too many movies. I don't know, but I knew exactly what was going to happen, and it really did take me out of it. Going into.
But I think that was
Wick
by
2.
design.
Maybe. I will say there's some notable new additions. You still get John Leguizamo a little bit in this one, but the addition of Lawrence Fishburne, I didn't see that coming at all, right? And it is wild to see Neo and Morpheus on the same screen when they're not Neo and Morpheus. And again, like, I know when we reviewed F1, you guys got on me because I was like, I can't see Brad Pitt in Vegas and not immediately go to Rusty and Ocean's 11, or any of the Oceans for that matter. It was really hard for me not to see Morpheus and Neo on my screen, especially when, the Bowery King is dressed like a hobo. Like, I was just like, are they messing with me here? Like, what is this? Is this a crossover?
Actually, not crossover, but yes, they're messing with you, and it's actually by design. So this is just the dork in me that looked into all of this. But Lawrence Fishburne basically reached out to Keanu Reeves and was like, I really love John Wick 1. I want to be in John Wick 2. And Keanu was like, yeah, let's do it. And they essentially wrote it into so that it's basically like an on the nose.
Is it really
callback? Yeah, it's like an on the nose callback.
Well, they nailed it because I couldn't unsee it.
Like, it's a point where, like, they're essentially, if you go back and you watch what Lawrence Fishburne is saying, like when they first interact, when he first, like,
he's the Oracle.
Yeah, he's basically talking to Neo or talking to John Wick as if he is Neo,
Yes.
and they're in like
Oh,
the-
okay. This is
the
gonna
whole call.
my
the whole
score's
callback to
about to get adjusted big time.
the whole callback to it is you're basically supposed to pretend that Neo has inserted back into the Matrix as John Wick. Right, and that's why he has all the skills and he never misses.
Okay, I kind of love it now. I kind of love
that's
it.
kind of what they did by
I
design,
didn't
like
know that.
on the
That's
nose.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly, it makes the movie better. It just does, right? But
But
it
how
wasn't. It wasn't just like some casting directors like, oh, you know, it'd be. Cool.
I mean, I
No, no,
couldn't.
no.
I literally FP. I couldn't. I
know,
there's several
I know.
times where I paused and I was like, wait.
I was ready with this tidbit because I knew you were going to see it and be like, what the hell is this?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing that you know where I'm going with my reviews and
I
my
knew
movie?
exactly. I knew exactly what you were going to harp on because I completely forgot about it until I was watching John Wick 2, and F1 flashed in my face. I was like, oh, Joe's gonna hate this, but I knew.
Hold on.
It was.
But
by
is
design
that the thing you had in your mind when you said I was going to hate it?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, because there's another thing that I actually did hate more than this one. I actually loved this one. I just didn't understand it, and what you're saying makes a ton of sense. But the premise, let's just set it up here for John Wick 2. Retired super assassin John Wick plans to resume his quiet civilian life, but they're cut short when Italian gangster Santino D'Antonio shows up on his doorstep with a gold marker, which we learn about the blood oath and you owe me, and here's my fingerprint, compelling him to repay a past favor. John Wick then seeks the counsel of Winston, who's basically in charge of the Continental Hotel in New York, who basically tells him, well, you owe him this. You signed a blood oath. You owe him this. You got to go do it. Wick then reluctantly accepts the assignment to travel to Rome to take out his sister, D'Antonio's sister. And for me, like, once he explained it, right, and John Wick was like, no, thank you, right, and he leaves, and then he blows up his house. I'm like, here we go again. Like, okay, now he's, his immediate response is to go to New York and talk to Winston about what needs to happen. Winston basically tells him, yeah, you got to go deal with it. Like,
But I love that they hit it with just one word. They're just like consequences.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all the explanation you need.
Yeah. Now, be truthful here. Did you know how the movie was going to end the first time you watched it when he's sitting there saying, I want you to take out my sister who sits as one of the elect at the chosen table so I can take her spot?
You got the feeling that there was animosity towards him for pulling him back in and that he was going to address it. But the way it happened,
Sure.
I didn't necessarily see it happening that way.
Andy, where are you on this one?
I mean, you immediately think that he's going to like defend the sister and go after Santino or whatever his name is. That's my initial thought when he first came to him with that blood oath. He's like, all right, but he actually goes through with it. I don't know if we're gonna continue talking about what happens.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. This is movie review time.
But it actually did kind of catch me off guard that he followed through with the contract at first and, came to a close and ended it. And then her people tried to avenge her and it kind of tumbled into something that I really wasn't expecting.
It was actually D'Antonio that was like, he says it. He's like, no hard feelings, but like I had to avenge my sister's death, even though I asked for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the flip where John's like,
yeah,
okay, well now I got to get rid of you too.
But but that's the part that drove me nuts, right? Like I knew at the very beginning when he's sitting at the couch explaining to him he wants that seat should have been his, right? But that he can't go kill his own sister, right? Like for whatever reason in the back of my mind, he's like, he's gonna have him kill her, and then he's gonna say honor, and avenge.
Yeah, loose ends.
The Vin Diesel with the family, right? That was coming. Like you just knew it was coming, and I did really like that. Like he travels to Rome, he breaks into her bathroom. That scene is a freaking 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
like very like well shot. The cinematography is killer. The music is perfect. Like there's a whole party happening in the background. She undresses and basically She takes herself out. She's like, I lived on my own terms. I'm going to die on my own terms.
Right.
And he shoots her just for good measure, basically. But she dies holding his hand. That scene, spectacular. Best scene in the entire movie. So yes, D'Antonio's sister, Santino's sister passes. So he then assumes the family's seat at the high table, and then he raises his hand and says, well, now I have to avenge my sister. Basically, he's putting out a contract for $2 million or whatever it was, $4 million, whatever it was,
Right.
for the death of John Wick. Did you struggle buying Common as a super assassin?
It's annoying when you see Common in a movie because he just sounds like Common in every movie.
He's always Common.
Yeah.
He is never not Common.
But it's thankfully it's in a movie where he does not have to talk that much. So he's just character.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's just assassin guy.
Cassian, played by Common, is Common. He's just
He
Common.
kind of fits, though. I mean, I guess if you didn't know Common, but everybody knows Common, but he kind of fits that antagonist, like that bad guy role.
He has the good voice for it, and I think that's why he got casted. It's not a soft voice, and it's a I'm gonna have very few lines, and they're gonna carry.
I think the casting in this one was okay. I don't know what Common gives you though. Like it felt like they needed to squeeze a couple of things into this one, which I mean it's not the cleanest segue, but Eris. Anybody have a thought on Ruby Rose?
Who was that again?
The deaf one.
The mute.
Mute one.
Oh yeah. The one that the super villain.
So
when
so I thought this is what FP was getting at. I thought like this to me, like this is before DEI hires. Okay, this is before we just push everybody into everything because we have to cover all bases. This seemed like the biggest miscasting ever. You can't have what is a 5'0" deaf person or mute person being like the primary bodyguard of the eighth most powerful the whole thing made no sense.
I will
Zero.
agree that the casting missed on her, but the whole universe of John Wick, even like the idiots that are sitting in administration that do the contracts and the old ladies and the punk rock,
so
and the
much.
business, that's just kind of just like the vibe that they want to give John Wick, is that it's a bunch of outcasts and misfits, but also there's like, but then you contrast it to like John Wick, which is always like clean, well composed, like just an ace and the best at his job. And I think they're trying to paint that contrast with it.
But
and
like
I think
nobody
that's kind of where Common plays into it, and some of the other assassins, where you can see some of the assassins come out and they look like they're not the best ones in this universe, gone immediately. And then the ones that are like sharper or more well presented, those are the ones that
kind of
have
stick
a little
around.
more gravitas to them.
There is something cool about the Continental being like where everybody basically go like it's neutral. It's Switzerland. Like nothing no business is conducted on the Continental grounds. It's like base. Like you're on base. Like you can sleep here.
Exactly.
The doctor's here. The armory's here. All this stuff happens here. Like that premise is interesting, but I'm just not buying her as the primary antagonist.
She wasn't a good cast.
They also introduced Peter Stormare. He plays Tarzov's brother in the beginning. Right, he shoots up the body shop and he comes in. He's like, "Peace, peace." But they didn't do anything. I was like, "Oh, this is good. This is interesting. Like this dude can act. He's from Prison Break. He's done a ton of stuff.
Classic Russian bad guy.
Yeah,
bad boy.
But there's nothing. He's literally peace, and he says peace, and everybody agrees to peace, and that's it. Like just abandoned an entire storyline. Like no avenging of my brother. No nothing.
I think that was just sort of capping off John Wick 1. Was you were supposed to be like, he got his car back, the brother made peace. And so in theory,
I mean, he got it back, but he wrecked it. I mean,
he's going to get it fixed, whatever. But in theory, that is your cue that John Wick now gets to go retire. Oh, wait, here's the marker. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the marker comes in. So, I mean, is there anything you didn't like about this one, Andy?
I mean, you guys nailed a lot of the casting kind of flaws, but I thought that this movie, it hit on a lot of marks too. That's why I was having such a hard time when you asked me, was it better or not? Like, it was so hard for me to say. But the reason I said that one was better than two, in my opinion, I mean, this one could also be a standalone movie. I liked the simplicity of John Wick 1. That's what I liked about it. This one had an actual storyline. It had an arc. It had everything you needed from like a complete story. And in my mind, I mean, there's just two different movies. They're both fantastic. I don't know. I like them both.
All right, what's your rating?
I'm ready to rate number 2.
What's your rating on this one, Andy?
4.5 for John Wick 2.
Okay. Hey, he's consistent. He likes what he likes.
I like it. John Wick 2 is a
Why
4.5.
Great
And
movie.
This is losing points because
it's going to sound really stupid, but it's because of the storyline. Although it was a fantastic storyline, it's a predictable storyline.
did you have him?
And that's really the only reason.
Did you have Wick ending the movie with a gunshot to Santonio's head in the
No.
Continental?
No.
In the Continental? Okay.
So you could take this by two ways, right? This is what FP was saying, a massive cliffhanger. I mean, actually it was, because he got excommunicado and then like everybody in the park is now an assassin and he has an hour head start to like do whatever he has to do. So that is a massive cliffhanger. It's not a standalone movie. You can't just not watch
3.
or you can't watch it and then not watch 3.
Yeah.
But with number 1, like I'd be happy not to watch another John Wick if there wasn't any more. I'd be totally satisfied with
I actually
John Wick
think
1.
that's an astute point. I agree with that very much. 1 is a standalone. You don't have to continue into 2. You can. I would imagine it was more annoying to wait for 3 after the end of 2 than it was to wait for 2 after the end of 1. Right? There's years between these movies. I had the luxury of, a 10-second pee break and continue. So,
Well, two was never supposed to happen. And to tap into the casting of 3 a little bit, Halle Berry's actually the one
stinks.
that bankrolled John Wick 1 and made it happen. And then everybody, all the producers in Hollywood are like, oh, wow, we have something here. It all happened because Halle Berry was like, this is an amazing script. I'm gonna bankroll it. Like she made John Wick 1 happen.
So they put her in 3?
I think she may have put herself in 3, but
Okay.
John Wick 2 to me is the better movie because it gives you all of the context you didn't know you were missing in
The high table, the hierarchy, the blood oaths, the coins.
And just seeing
the doctor.
how in depth it goes with the coin and the services and everything. Like, to me, like hearing John in the Continental, and he's like, is the sommelier in? And like you go and he's showing him guns as if it's a wine selection and talking about it, and for
There's
dinner
a
and
lot
a
of
port
that.
and dessert. Like
I'd like to make a dinner reservation.
but like when you're watching this and you're thinking of all the action movies that you've seen, it's such a unique spin and like interesting way
Yeah.
to show that
It's
that
like that
universe.
It's that terrible meme. It's same, but different.
Yeah.
Right? Like the
But
formula
it's-
is same.
But exactly. But that difference is what kind of sucks you into the universe.
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, if you don't have any of that, if you don't have the coins and the high table and the universe and the services, and he goes and gets fitted for like a super thin bulletproof suit and all of this stuff, it's just a gun movie, right? It's a Jason Statham movie. It's just he has a bunch of guns. You don't know how he got them. You don't know what's going on, and he just goes and kills people. And you're like, yeah, okay. But it's the universe that they portray that makes you be like, oh, this is a little bit different. They're answering questions without blatantly answering questions, and you get to just keep buying into the movie.
All right, give me the ranking. Give me the score.
It's another 4.5.
Oof. 4.5. Okay. Well, I gotta be honest. I'm adjusting my score. I'm gonna change my score here. I was prepared to come in here. I gave John Wick 1 a 3.5, and I was prepared to give John Wick 2 a 3 because it's just too much. Like, it was too much. Like, the story was much improved because there's just, like you said, FP, there's a lot more context. There's just more things to latch onto and understand. There's more characters. There's more stuff in general. But I honestly, it was a little bit of just fight fatigue. Like it's just there's one too many roll arounds, one too many, snapping of a neck or breaking of an arm. It's just too much. It's just too much. Like I think
back to back is hard.
And that's why the tidbit you gave me now about casting Morpheus into this movie and like some of this stuff, I'm gonna improve. Like I'm gonna go, instead of going with the 3, I'm gonna stay flat. I'm gonna go 3.5 on this one as well. I think it is the better movie because there is just more stuff to latch onto and follow than John Wick 1, but it can't stand alone on its own. And it does end, like, for its flaws in maybe dragging out a little bit too much of the violent scenes and whatever, there are characters that are doing things that you need to be paying attention to. Common to me was not believable at all as a assassin, as an elite.
The whole Metro scene kind of annoys me.
Very, very lackluster that he basically dies. This idea of like John Wick stabbed him perfectly in his aorta or whatever, and he just left him there. Did he die? Did he not die? Maybe, right? But then he goes and he has a 12 rounds with a 5-foot woman. Like, I don't understand. Like, how can 6'4" common and 5' nothing woman be this doesn't fit? And they're in a fun house. I don't know. The music was on point in John Wick 2 as well. I mean, it's good, but the ending of John Wick 2, and this is the reason I'll give it the nudge, like a little bit better. Like, and you alluded to it, the cliffhanger at the end of John Wick 2, just excellent. Like John Wick 1 ends with him going home, or walking with the dog going home, with the dog he stole actually out of a kennel going home,
rescued.
John Wick 2 ends with him killing the main character of the movie, basically in the Continental, even though Winston's telling him blatantly, think about what you're about to do. You're about to kill somebody in the Continental, which is the rule, like first rule of Fight Club is you can't kill anybody in the Fight Club. But then secondly, you're executing somebody who's now part of the high table, right? And there's a lot of like aura around this high table thing, even though it's not fully developed. And he basically says F it and does it anyway. And then Winston grants him this 1 hour reprieve of like, get your affairs in order, and then puts out a 14 million. We also jumped from like 4 million to like 14 million for some reason. The thing about the phones and the operator thing, like I found it very unnecessary or just overly dramatic. So I'm going to go 3.5. And I will say that cliffhanger was so good that I got off the plane and I was like, well, now I'm really curious. Like, what the hell happens in John Wick 3? Like, how does he get out of this?
Tell of a good movie.
And I was exhausted, and I went ahead and hit. We got out of the plane. We drove to the hotel, whatever. And I was like, let me just see. Let me just see what this John Wick 3 is about. And I played it, and I'm not gonna I didn't finish it. Right, I started it, and I was like, I was like literally 10 minutes in. I was like, this doesn't count as a DNF. I'm just exhausted. I'll pick this up when I get back to like fully functioning, which was yesterday. So last night, we were debating whether we were going to record or not. And I told you boys, like, I want to see what happens in 3. Let's push the recording for a day. So let's just squeeze this one in here if you guys are okay with it.
No,
you don't want to
save 3. Let's save 3 and 4.
I already watched it.
That's great.
Well, FP, did you watch it? FP, did you watch 3?
I watched 3.
Okay, so
I'm probably going to watch 4 tonight.
All right, I'm dropping.
Okay, I'm going to say this.
Why don't we just save 3 and 4 for another episode?
No,
Andy wants to talk about it, but he doesn't want the time commitment right now.
Well,
we can save it.
Well, I don't want to save it because I'm never watching John Wick again. Spoiler alert.
But you should watch 4.
Well,
the ending of 3
spoiler.
has yet.
I will never finish 3. I'm out. I'm out on John Wick.
3,
it turns out. Listen, FP. It turns out there's a limit.
3 has yet another cliffhanger.
I will never make it to the end of John Wick 3. I am 27 minutes in. The chick from Billions just showed up. Told Winston that he's got a week to get his house in order. Told Morpheus that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Everyone in the freaking movie is an assassin. Every single person. There's not one normal person in all of New York. Every single person is assassin.
Can we save this rage for a new episode?
Did you not see the end of 2 where Winston makes the entire park pause and then walk
Is
away.
he God?
No,
Basically,
that's the entire network. He's showing
who
everybody
is
in
not
this network.
who is not an assassin? Whom is not an assassin?
You're in the John Wick universe. Assume everybody is an assassin.
I'm not going to finish 3. DNF.
3 has a good cliffhanger. It takes you into 4.
I'm never going to
Great
make it.
plot twist.
I'm never going to.
Great plot twist to end 3. Andy will vouch for me. Great.
There's a
plot twist.
limit to
I
how many
loved
bullets.
The movies.
You love 3 also?
I love the movies.
Oh my
yes,
God.
all of them.
Should I try
you
to
know
finish
how
Happy
3?
to share. I'll be happy to share my thoughts and my rating in the next episode. Tune in.
Do you
I mean,
know
this
how
guy. You
rare
swear
it
are
is?
you going to
podcast,
crap on yourself?
You
What?
can watch the episode wherever you get your podcast, Facebook, Twitter, whatever.
Go ahead, Andy. Take
Do
us
you know
out.
how rare
Take us
it
out,
is,
Andy.
Joe,
Take us out.
to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 where the majority
You
of people
swear
will-
I'm gonna
will
get to
pound
4.
through.
You
Do
swear.
you know how rare this? Think about cinematography as a whole. To go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the majority of
Lethal
people are
Weapon,
like,
1, 2, 3, 4. Die Hard,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Terminator,
no.
1, 2, 3,
Die Hard
4.
4, no.
Terminator Salvation.
No.
Terminator Extinction.
Matrix 4 was a flop.
All right, Andy,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
us out. Take us out, Andy. Go ahead. Andy's going to close us out. FP, thank you for making time. Andy, take us home.
Thank you everybody for joining us. Listen wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time. OMC out.
Perfect.
You didn't even mention Patreon. It's like you've never listened to the end of a show.